Exactly. And what's happening in our books, we get worried about, they're revising history because they're going to make this man and this woman seem more racist, revising history. What we also have to keep in mind is they're suppressing history. Right. This does not go with the narrative, so they're not going to talk about Elijah McCoy that says, do you know that everybody's been saying the real McCoy? Man, that thing is the real McCoy. And it's always a compliment to quality. Right. Whether you're tasting chili or you see some product, you said, man, that thing's a real McCoy. That works. That was worth my $1. People don't even know. You're talking about a phrase that went with Elijah McCoy, who found a way for the safety of railroad workers to lubricate trains so they could go faster and there'd be less risk to the working guy that was responsible for that. Every time you say that, you're really talking about Elijah McCoy and you don't even know it. So what's happening in these history books, it's not just they're changing facts. It's they're not letting certain facts and narratives and biographies be a part of it because it messes with the narrative.
Right. The whole issue of refrigerated trucks. They were invented by a black man.
The real McCoy. Wow. Go ahead. Tell them. I'm loving these stories.
But in our publications, we have a lot of examples.
All of these are in the Woodson Center.
Yeah, you can go into.
Rob, let's make sure we put these links as well.
Yeah, you can study the story. In fact, we're trying to do animations on some of these. Again,
I love that.
This is where we need the investment.
I love that.
We do not have the investment.
I love that.
So you can imagine how many people, black, white.
How many people donated to your organization last 12 months?
Probably about 8,000.
8,000 people?
But we need to really...
Well, I can tell you right now, right after this, I'm going to give you a $10,000 donation. So whenever we're done with this, I'm telling you right now, Samvel, if you're listening to this, immediately afterwards, let's get the information. Let's send $10,000 to this organization. I love these stories. They inspire me. I love it. I would love to have more people hear these stories and read about these types of stories.
I'm only scratching the surface. I can sit here all day and tell you the stories of a woman. Her name escapes you right now, but she walked behind a wagon from the South to Denver and worked in the mines. She opened a laundry there to wash the long johns of miners, right? And she collected the gold dust from the draining it up. And she used that to build capital. She became one of the wealthiest women, in Colorado. She ended up investing through with a white partner. And she now started and became one of the wealthiest property owners in Colorado, not just black, but anyone. So our young people need to be told this is the American story. It is not America. Slavery was our birth defect. None of us should be defined by the worst of what we used to be. I say this all the time when I'm speaking. How many of you want to be defined by the worst you ever were? No, and America should not be defined by its birth defect. This is what we were, but this is what we have the will to become.
That's the tool. You just struck something there. That is the tool of narrative. If people are paying attention, the tool of narrative is to never let you get away something in your past. Yet we want, and people who are paying attention, we want to see recidivation rates drop and celebrate the man and woman that comes out of prison and becomes something different. And we say they're not what they were, and we celebrate it and move it forward. But if you're running a narrative, you need to keep people chained to the birth defect of history.
That's right. And a birth defect is a birth defect. It is, but we don't define ourselves by that. I mean, there's so many important stories. Some of the people who were born slave became not just the wealthiest black, but the wealthiest person in that situation. They owned property. We had golf clubs. We had resorts.